Hello! Welcome back to another Bhagavad-gita class. Today we are doing Bhagavad-gita 233 with myself, Prahlad. So, getting into it, this is the original 1973, the original edition. So Bhagavad-gita 233, atha, tvam, imam, dharmyam, saṅgrāmaṁ, na kariṣyasi, tataḥ, svadharmam, kīrtiṁ cha, hitvā, pāpam, avāpsyasi, avāpsyasi. Reading is easy. Atha, therefore, chet, if, tvam, you, imam, this, dharmyam, religious duty, saṅgrāmam, fighting, na, do not, kṣatriya, perform, tataḥ, then, svadharmam, your religious duty, kīrtiṁ, reputation, cha, also, hitvā, losing, pāpam, sinful reaction, avāpsyasi, do gain. Translation. However, if you do not fight this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins of neglecting your duty and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Purport by Prahlad. Arjuna was a famous fighter, and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Śiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Śiva in the dress of a hunter, Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called pāśupata-astra. Everyone knew that he was a great warrior. Even Droṇācārya gave him benediction and awarded him the special weapon by which he could kill even his teacher. So he was credited with so many military certificates from many authorities, including his adopted father Indra, the heavenly king. But if he abandoned the battle, he would not only neglect his specific duty as a kṣatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name, and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell by not fighting, but by withdrawing from battle. What is this? Something. But yeah, that is the purport. Now, looking at the differences. There are a few, even though it's a short purport. What's that? I'm just hearing a noise, finding out what it is. Anyway, looking at the changes. If, however, you do not fight this religious war, if, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, so if you do not fight this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins. If you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will not certainly incur sin. Then you will certainly incur sins. The difference being slight, but the meaning definitely changes. It goes from the war being religious to the duty being the religious part. Yeah, which is, I think, something you would only notice if you looked at the differences. But yes, that is a difference. Calling the war religious, and then your religious duty of fighting. Yeah, it's just different. And looking at the reasoning, you talk about the purports. Yeah, it's been highlighted that it's been changed, but I don't think there's a reasoning behind it. And looking at the manuscripts, if therefore you do not fight this religious fight performance, if you do not fight this religious performance for the kṣatriyas, then you certainly attain to sinful reactions. Yeah. I would say that it is going further away from the manuscript. Here it's talking about if you do not fight this religious performance, and so that's being taken as if you do not fight this religious war. War is more, I'd say war is more an appropriate word than performance. Even though the war is a performance, it is also a war. And so, yeah, I'd say that is a good extrapolation of the meaning by Hayagriva, the editor. And yeah, it's been changed to the religious duty of fighting, which, if we look at the actual word for word, that's where it comes from. If this religious duty fighting do not perform, then your religious duty. Yeah, so it's sort of like, therefore, if you this religious duty do not perform, then sinful reaction. So I can see where it says if you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, I can see where that is being it's not just out of nowhere. That is sort of what the word for word is showing, and it's what the original Sanskrit is saying, but it is different from the translation and purports that Prabhupada wrote. So it's debatable. If you're looking to go closer to Prabhupada, it is incorrect. If you're looking to go closer to, the word for word, or make your own sort of extrapolation out of that, that would be closer, because it does not have any mention of war or performance in the word for word, and then translation it does. But saying that, Prabhupada is the one who wrote the book and the purports, and it is his book that you're representing, and so the change is going further away from what Prabhupada originally wrote. There we go. Conclusion. Another change in the purports. Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward. Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward. Lord has been decapitalized. I know every mention of Krishna and sort of people's names have been capitalized because they are proper nouns. So when it says Arjuna pleased the Lord, Arjuna pleased the Lord. Let me think. My only thought would be that it's been changed because it is ambiguous who the Lord is, being there. I don't know. That's weird. What did Prabhupada write? Yeah, we can check that. It says Arjuna pleased the Lord, capital L. It hasn't been scribbled with, so this is the manuscript. In this version, Arjuna pleased the Lord, capital L, no annotations about that, and then it's been decapitalized. I think last time I was here, it was the same sort of thing where the capitalization of words has been changed once again from the edits that have been made here, and you know the reasoning behind the edits. It's not here, but it has been changed. So I think I was looking at the hard copy editions, and it showed that it's between, I think, 2000 and something and now. The capitalization is being messed around with. Yeah. Look at that. Hayagriva followed Prabhupada. Jas followed some style guide. That is indeed true. That is indeed true.
Have a look at the latest online version firsthand.
The latest online version has a lowercase l, which means that it has continued with this change. Whereas, for anyone who was here last time, we were looking at the capitalization and it had reverted. In here where it showed the changes, there was a decapitalization, and then we looked at the latest online edition and it was capitalized there. But here, it has been kept lowercase l, which, you know, is showing that there is an inconsistent changing of capitalizations and inconsistent changing of changes. Yeah. The other change here, even Droṇācārya gave him benediction. Even Droṇācārya gave him benedictions. Let's see, what does it say in the original one? Even Droṇācārya gave him benediction. Okay. Yeah, so benediction instead of benedictions is closer to Prabhupada. My personal opinion, I would have put benedictions. It does make more sense linguistically. You would say even Droṇācārya gave him benedictions. Even Droṇācārya gave him benediction. Yeah, if the sentence wanted to imply singularity for benediction, it would be even Droṇācārya gave him a benediction or an benediction or something like that. But even Droṇācārya gave him his benediction. But it just says Droṇācārya gave him benediction and awarded him the special weapon. Even Droṇācārya gave him benedictions and awarded him the special weapon. And so I think that would be one of the changes that are grammar based, because benedictions does make more sense than benediction, and it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence. Whether you say benediction or benedictions, you're still gonna get the same sort of understanding. Just benedictions is a more grammatically correct way of saying that. And yeah, also here, but if he abandoned the battle, he would not only neglect his specific duty, but if he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty. Again, that's another grammatical change, and that sort of changes, I would think, from a writing guide, from a style guide. Whereas when it says benediction to benedictions, that's just grammar. English grammar, you would say benedictions, because it's not implying singularity in the rest of the sentence. But saying he would to would he, there's no grammatical change in that. Well, there is a grammatical change, but it's not based in grammar. It is more a stylistic choice. Yeah. I hope I explained that well enough for people to understand. He would not only neglect to, not only would he, it's more of a stylistic choice. The sentence, it is grammatically okay both ways, but it is a stylistic choice, yeah. While benedictions is a grammatical change. Yeah, so that's the changes in the thing. I'm just thinking. Yeah, talking about the actual purport. If, however, you do not fight in this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties, and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Yeah, Arjuna, it's telling us about Arjuna's different accolades that he's acquired as a fighter, as a kṣatriya, defeating Lord Śiva, getting the weapon from Krishna, and getting benedictions from Droṇācārya, and he's a amazingly expert kṣatriya, and he has all of this history and accolades behind him. But then if he doesn't fight in this specific battle, he's going to lose those accolades and be seen basically as a coward. Even though he might have the reasoning behind him not wanting to fight would not be cowardice, but he would be seen as a coward. I think it says that in the... Yeah, he would lose his reputation as a fighter. It doesn't exactly say he would be a coward, but that's sort of the it's the implication. And so, yeah, talking about a contemporary application, people build their entire life around their sort of expertise in a certain area. Like electricians, they'll develop skills in being an electrician. They'll develop certain skills over time. They'll become an expert electrician. They'll build their portfolio of stuff, and then all of that can sort of go down the drain if they mess up a job pretty hard, or get in some sort of scandal, and that will tarnish their entire portfolio or reputation or accolades. All of that will leave almost instantly. I think, I don't know if it's a saying, but no matter how much good, like if for politicians, for example, no matter how much good a politician will do, they'll be remembered for the scandal that got them taken away from that position. So all the positives that Arjuna has built around his character and his duty will be forgotten almost instantly by his action of not fighting in the religious war, not doing his duty. Yeah, that's the contemporary application. You'll most likely be remembered for not doing something than all the stuff that you do. Which I find that a funny sentence. Do. So that's what I get from this purport. I also find it interesting that it says here, but he would lose all his fame and good name, and thus prepare his royal road to hell. It didn't say that he will go to hell, or he's definitely on the path to go to hell, but he's preparing his royal road. So the road hasn't been created, but this act of not fighting will prepare the road. So it's the beginning of a downward, spiral or downward journey. The dereliction of duty and the lack of doing that. Yeah. In other words, he would go to hell by not fighting, but by withdrawing from battle. So it does say that in the next sentence. But that's sort of it's not a certainty. It's not a certainty. That's why I say, in other words, it's not certain that he would go to hell, but he is preparing the road, and it is likely. Yeah. And it is being purposefully written that way, which I'm a fan of. Definitely brings a sort of in-depth analysis that Prabhupada brings to the purport. Yeah. So that's really all I gotta say about the purport and stuff. I'll read the letter. This one is dated July 14th, 1967. Scroll down. Yep. So, Sri Guru Gauranga Jayato, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, CO PM, Stinson Beach, California, USA. I think not all of his. Notice that it's a different mailing address. Normally it's in New York. Yes, that one's New York. Where's this one? New York. With my not expert knowledge of American geography, pretty sure California is on the other side of the country. So that's something. So Stinson Beach, California, USA, July 14th, 1967. Sri Sri Vaishnava karne dandavats nati parvikram. Hope I said that right. I'm offering my dandavats pranam to the Vaishnava's lotus feet, and then I'm writing, Shripad Narayana Maharaj. I'm very happy to receive a letter in your own handwriting dated the 8th of July. I have received all of your letters and I've replied to each. I hope you have received them. I am worried that Vinoda Kumar has still not received his passport and P form. If he has still not received the passport, deposit the rest of the money in the Vrindavan bank. It is very possible that I will return to Vrindavan in the up-and-coming August. After, if Krishna keeps me alive, I will come back here. I had planned to preach so much here, but all the work is postponed due to my health deteriorating. Certainly, the disciples are doing their best, but they need to learn a lot. It is all possible if Krishna bestows his mercy. At present, I am anxious to return to Vrindavan. Here I stay in a man, these are some words that I've never seen before. Palatinal building. Let me see. Look up. Resembling a place is being... Okay. Spacious building. Nice. There is always 4 of them ready to serve me, and there is no want of prasad, lodging, or any care. However, I still feel that my broken kūtira without any opulence, bathing in the Yamuna, darshan of the temples, and the ripped cotton quilt of Gaudiya Vaishnavas are so sweet. Being so far from Vrindavan, I'm realizing that the Mahatatma's greatness, Sri Chaitanya... I'm realizing its Mahatatma, greatness. Being so far from Vrindavan, I'm realizing its Mahatatma, greatness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, as Krishna is to be worshipped, so is Vrindavan. Now I am somewhat realizing that as Krishna is so sweet, Vrindavan is similarly sweet. You bless me so that I can return to Vrindavan. I'm old now. I am not afraid to die, but if my life ere passes away in the lotus dust of the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, then that would be very blissful. As soon as I am well, I want to return to Vrindavan. Then, if I feel better, I will return here to preach. The foundation of preaching has become good here. In the future, even if I do not come, any sincere Vaishnava can come and do Hari Kirtana here. Among the 3 branches, I am willing to install Sri Sri Radha Krishna in Montreal, Canada. The deities will arrive there at the end of this month. I shall then go to Montreal, and if I am alive, I shall reach Delhi directly via London and Moscow. I shall let you know on time. In Delhi, there are many books in the Almiria. Another word. Almiria, a freestanding cupboard or wardrobe. Interesting. Many books in the Almiria. If you could send those, it would be good. Anyway, I shall write to you later about this. I have replied to the United Shipping Corporation accordingly. No worry. I hope you are well. Write to me about Vinod Kumar. You wanted to know about my health, as in a broken house with only fireflies for light. As long as it lasts, it is good. I was not supposed to survive the stroke that attacked me, but Krishna somehow kept me alive. With the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and this Thakur's Krishna's desire, I'm still alive. You should know that this is a wonder. Every moment the signs of my health change. Only Krishna's mercy is keeping me alive. Gradually life is coming in my dead body, and there are some improvements. That is why I am writing to you in my own handwriting. You are a sincere Vaishnava. Krishna will certainly listen to you. You pray to Krishna that before dying I am able to have darshan once more in Vrindavan. Vasamvad. Gratefully, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami. That's the letter from there. Yeah, so it's been a while. You know, Vinod Kumar has been destined to, or planned to go to the US from India. There's no need to purchase warm clothes. This was back in April 1967. He was talking about it there. Yeah, so it's at least April, and he hasn't gotten his passport yet. In, you know, he sent the money over to. I think I've gone too far. Here we are. So yeah, you know, it's interesting that this one's been sent from California instead of the normal New York. But yeah, you know, the money was sent at least in April. It's April, May, June, July. So it's been 3 months that the money was sent for Vinod Kumar to come over. He sent like 150 rupees for that. And then he was saying that Vinod needs more for some stuff. And then one of his previous letters, he said that Vinod should not come over to, you know, find a job there and start working, because it's more expensive to live in the US than in India. So, you know, it'd be weird for him to go over and find a job, but he should go over. If he should go over, he should go over on a musical master's visa, which I don't know if they still have that now. I think this will be this sort of around the same thing, but named differently. But yeah, you know, it's been a while, and it was April, May, June, July. It's been like 3 months, and he still haven't gotten his passport. And so he's asking if he can, you know, deposit the money back in the bank. Yeah, it's always sounds like it's a constant battle for Prabhupada to, you know, get what he wants and what he needs from India while he's in the US. Comments from Amiyat Mandas. Hare Krishna, excellent to hear this letter read out and discussed by Prahlad Prabhu. Thank you. The volume is a little bit low. If it's possible to increase it. Hello. Yeah, I did not notice it, but the volume is a bit lower than normal. I'm not sure how to change it. It is not my setup.
Maybe speak a little bit louder.
I'm not sure how to change it. It isn't my setup, but yeah, we'll get that fixed for next time. Yeah. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, that's it's always it's really interesting, being a younger guy. And this is like 67. What is that, like 40? Almost. It's like 60 years ago. It's a long time ago. Being able to see the difference in the sort of we're just looking at the volume right now. Hello. Yep, that is louder. Yeah, so should be a bit louder now. Yeah, it's interesting seeing the sort of writing style and sort of what Prabhupada was going through 60 years ago. That would have been 33 years before I was born. This was written. 35. I was born in 2002. So it's been a while. And so looking at what he was dealing with, and his writing style and how writing letters was back then, now it's like if you wanted to talk to someone on the other side of the world, you just send them a message or email them, and it's like instant. Then it would be like it would take days to send messages and receive messages. So yeah, I find that real interesting. Excellent, thanks. So much better. Yeah. We can hear now. Well, yeah, that's really all I got to say. For that, I'll go back to the purport to finish off. If you've got any other questions, comments, yes, pop them in while I'm going through this. be a little bit. Still not a perfect reading of Sanskrit. Atha chet tvam imam dharmyam saṅgrāmam na kariṣyasi tataḥ svadharmam kīrtiṁ cha hitvā pāpam avāpsyasi. And then translation. If, however, you do not fight this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Yeah, so that has been Bhagavad-gita 233. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Total world victory for Hare Krishna. If you enjoyed the class tonight, or if you enjoy any of the classes, share and tag your friends to spread the word. I always enjoy coming on, going through and interacting with people. I will see you guys on the next time I'm on, which is I think tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and I hope everyone has a good evening, good morning, whatever time it is. And yeah, I shall see you again. Hare Krishna.